Hi guys, I think I'm live now. If you can see me and if you can hear me, please message in the chat that everything is good. When everything is good, then we are going to start today's session. You can take part in today's test by going to cracku.in/live. If you go to cracku.in/live, you can take part in today's test. There will be 10 very important questions. All of them will be in the most important topic in quant for CAT, that is the arithmetic topic. I'll just come back in 1 minute. Okay. How are all of you? I hope everything is good with you. Let me see if anybody is online. Okay, there are a few people who are joining us. Please do like the stream and please do subscribe to our channel, because if more people attend these kind of streams, then we'll be more incentivized and more energized to conduct these kind of sessions more regularly. Anirban Bhattacharya is saying hi sir. Hi Anirban. Aditya Ratna is saying yes. Hi Aditya. Somebody is saying hello sir. Hello. Good evening Aditya. Ragul Gandhi is saying hello sir. Hi Ragul, how are you? It's good to see you. You used to come to some of the streams earlier. Ashish Mishra is saying good evening sir. Hi Ashish, how are you? How is your preparation going? Okay, the first question will be on your screen in the next 2 minutes. Go to cracku.in/live. There will be 10 important questions. All of them will have 2 minutes, and at the end of 2 minutes, we will give the explanation. Even I am good, Ashish. Everything is going well. Okay, is everyone going to cracku.in/live? Go to cracku.in/live and the test will start very shortly. If you have any doubts with respect to CAT preparation, what are the things that you should do, what are the things that you shouldn't do, definitely do let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you out. Okay, so the first question is on your screen now. If you have any doubts, please message in the chat. I'll be checking the chat. Okay. Bhumika Bhatt is saying, I have a convert from VJSAM. I have 94.6 percentile this time, but couldn't clear the quant and LRDA cutoffs. I'm inclined towards retaking. What would you advise? This is a common question that is asked, and this is a very logical thing to think about because you do MBA only once in your life. So it is always a decision that should be taken after a lot of time and effort. In my opinion, one of the things that you should consider is if you take CAT again with the 6 months that are remaining after preparing well, do you think you can improve your score from 94.6 to say 97, 98? If you actually get 97 or 98 and if you have a good profile, there will be a lot of very good institutes that will be available for you, which are considered better than the current institute. There will be not just IIMs, because depending on your profile and depending on your category, you will get a shortlist from even some of the IIMs at say 98 percentile. Even if you're ignoring IIMs, there are also institutes, very good institutes like MDI, FMS, IIFT, if you are taking even ZAT, XLRA, and there are also many of these IITs, which are again excellent institutes. So all of these institutes, in my opinion, are definitely significantly better than the current institute. So unless there is something which is really forcing you to take this, I would say consider retaking. That is my opinion, but again, I can be wrong, and this is a choice that you should make. Okay, let us answer this question. In this question, we are told that 35% of the employees are female. So let us assume that the total employees are 100x. Therefore, the number of female employees will be 35x, and the number of male employees is equal to 65x. We are told that 60% of the male employees are above the age of 30. So greater than 30 in male will be 65x into 0.6, which is 60%. This is equal to 39x. So the number of male employees who are less than or equal to 30 will be equal to 65x minus 39x, which is equal to 26x. We are told that 45% of the total employees are aged 30 or below. So overall, the number of employees who are aged less than or equal to 30 is 45% of the total, which is 45% of 100x, which is 45x. Therefore, the total number of people who are greater than 30 will be 100 minus 45x, which is 55x. This includes men and women both. Now, if you are looking at the employees who are aged 30 and below, the number of men is 26x. The total number is 45x. So the number of females who are aged 30 and below will be 45x minus 26x, which is 19x. Therefore, the remaining females, that is 35x minus 19x, will be age greater than 30. This will be 35x minus 19x, which is 16x. So the required ratio, which is the ratio of the female employees at or below 30 years, that is 19x, to that of male employees above the age of 30, which is 39x. So the required ratio is 19:39. So the correct answer is option C. Let us now look at the next question. Suraj Kumar Sinha is saying, sir, I am a repeater, but I am unable to find what to do to get 97 percentile. 97 percentile would require you to, the easiest way to get 97 percentile is to ensure that in one of the three sections you are hitting 99 percentile. You will definitely have one section which you think you are strong. It can be mostly either verbal or quant, because LRDI is slightly more volatile. You can't really predict, or you can't really base your strength on solving LRDIs very well, because sometimes on the day of the examination you might not get a set. Even though it might be an easy set, you might not get it for many reasons. But if you're strong in quant, there's a good chance you'll perform well on the day of the examination. Similarly, if you're very good at verbal, there's a good chance you can actually replicate it on the day of the examination. So try to ensure that in one of these two sections you completely ace it, and the remaining sections also try to be good, but there should be one section in which you are completely acing it. That I think is the easiest way in which you can get 97 percentile plus. Sonal Gupta is saying, what is the minimum percentile that I need? We have a very good tool that is used by thousands of people very regularly. It is called the CAT percentile required for CAT. CAT percentile required for IIM calls. Just Google search Cracku CAT percentile required for IIM calls. Then you are going to get a tool. We are actually going to post the link of the tool also in the chat. If you go there, you have to just enter your profile details. How much did you get in 10th? How much did you get in 12th? How much work ex you have? All these kind of details. And then we have gone through the admission criteria for all the big institutes. For all the big IIMs like IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, all of them have different ways of actually shortlisting. Different weightages are given for the 10th and 12th. We have looked at the latest admission criteria and designed the tool. So based on your profile, we'll output the percentile that you'll need to get a shortlist. You should definitely use it. It will at least give you some sort of a benchmark about what your target should be. We are going to post the link for CAT percentile required for IM calls in the chat very soon. Let us now answer this question. From a container containing 40 liters of alcohol, 4 liters of alcohol is replaced with water. Now, initially the amount of alcohol in the container is 40. After 4 liters is replaced with water, the amount of alcohol becomes 40 into 1 minus 4 divided by 40. 40 is the overall weight, overall volume, and 4 liters is replaced. So this is the amount of alcohol remaining. After this, another 5 liters of the mixture is replaced, this time with 6 liters of water. So in order to avoid confusion, we will first assume that this 5 liters of mixture was replaced with 5 liters of water. And after that, 1 additional liter of water was added. So what do we have now? After the first time 4 liters was replaced, the amount of alcohol becomes 40 into 1 minus 4 by 40. After another 5 liters is replaced, the amount of alcohol becomes 40 into 1 minus 4 by 40 into 1 minus 5 by 40. So the amount of alcohol remaining in the solution will be equal to 40 into 1 minus 4 by 40 is into 36 by 40 into 1 minus 5 by 40 is 35 by 40. This is 36 into 35 by 40. This is 9, this is 10, this is 7, this is 2, which is equal to 63 by 2, which is 31.5. If for a second, if you are forgetting about this 1 liter of water, after 4 liters of alcohol is replaced with water, and afterwards if 5 liters of the solution is replaced with 5 liters of water, the total volume of the solution remains the same, which is 40 liters. Remember that we are ignoring this 1 liter of extra water. This would imply that the amount of water in the solution is 40 minus 31.5. This is equal to 8.5. Now add the 1 liter of water to the solution. So the total volume of water becomes 9.5 liters. The total volume of the solution is now increased by 1 liter. It becomes 41 liters. So the ratio of the amount of alcohol, which is 31.5, to that of the amount of water, which is 9.5, is 31.5 is to 9.5, which is 63 is to 19. So the required answer is option D. Let us now look at the next question. Please do like the stream, so that if more people like the stream, then next time when we actually go live, you will immediately join us. Sonu Mohapatra is saying, how important is trigonometry in CAT? I would say that learn simple trigonometry. By simple trigonometry, I would mean that you should know that if there is a triangle, if there is a right angle triangle, and if you are given the hypotenuse length as say 5 centimeters, and if you are given this angle as say 30 degrees, you should be able to figure out what is the length of the opposite side and what is the length of the adjacent side. Secondly, I would recommend you to know the sine rule for triangles and the cosine rule for triangles. Why are they important? You can actually solve all the problems in CAT without using these two formulas. But if you use these formulas, you can answer them faster, you can answer them quicker. This much basics, I would say, is needed for trigonometry. Okay, let us try to answer this question. In this question, In this question, we are told that the average age of a newly married couple at the time of their marriage is 26 years. A marriage has two people. So the total age of the mother and the father at the time of their marriage is 26 into 2, which is 52 years. After the first child is born, the average age is 19 years. So the total age of the three people at the time of the birth of the first child is 19 into 3, which is 57. At the birth of the second child, now there are 4 people. The total age will be 15 into 4, which is 60 years. And at the birth of the third child, now there are 5 people. There are the 2 parents and there are 3 children. The average age is 16. So the total age is 16 into 5, which is 80 years. What we are required to calculate is the difference between the age of the eldest child and the youngest child. Now, at the time of marriage, the total age of the 2 parents is 52 years. When the first child is born, the child is just born, so his age is 0 and the total age is 57. What does this imply? The time duration between these two events is 57 minus 52, that is 5 years, divided by the 2 people. This is equal to 2.5 years. So 2.5 years after their marriage, the first child was born, because of which the total age of the family increased by 5 years, because there are only 2 people, mother and the father. The newborn is just born. What is the age gap between the birth of the first child and that of the second child? After the birth of the first child and before the birth of the second child, there are 3 people. Every year that elapses, the total age of the family increases by 3. The total age of the family increased from 57 to 60, that is, it has increased by 3 years. So the total time elapsed will be 3 divided by 3, which is equal to 1 year. So 2.5 after their marriage, they had their first child. Immediately 1 year later, they had their second child. Now there are 4 people. There are the 2 parents and the 2 kids. And the total age between the birth of the second child and that of the third child, the total age of the family increased by 20. Every year, because there are 4 people in the family, every year the total age of the family increases by 4. If the total age has increased by 20, the time elapsed will be 20 divided by 4, which is equal to 5 years. So after 5 years, the 5th member of the family actually joined. That is the third child. From now on, every year, because there are 5 people in the family, the total age will increase by 5. So for example, 1 year later, the total age becomes 85. 1 year later, the total age becomes 90, and so on. So the age gap between the eldest child and the youngest child will be 5 years plus 1 year, which is equal to 6 years. So the correct answer for this question is option D, which is 6 years. Let us now look at the next question. Saurabh Singh is saying, sir, I am able to solve VRC questions on an average with 75 to 80% accuracy, but I am consuming more time than the stipulated time. How can I increase my speed? Very common question, and something that you need not worry about. You have a lot of time. I would say at this stage of your preparation, you should focus on accuracy. If you are getting 75 to 80% accuracy, that is very good. Just ensure that you are solving more questions on your own. For example, if you are looking at an analogy, say you are into cycling. If you are cycling, initially it will be difficult for you to cycle 10 kilometers if you are new to cycling. But even if you work hard and if you are doing it on a daily basis, you will figure out that, okay, I can easily cycle 10 kilometers, but I can't increase my speed. I am cycling slowly. Then you need not worry about it. Just ensure that you are cycling 10 kilometers and after that increase it to 12 and after that increase it to 15. Slowly keep increasing it. Ensure that you are cycling every single day and you will eventually realize that your speed has actually automatically increased on its own. If you are repeating what you are doing on a consistent basis, you become very good at it. The same thing applies even for answering questions in CAT. Ensure that you are solving these questions, verbal ability questions, on a regular basis. Solve as many as you can and analyze your mistakes. Continue to do the same thing over a period of time. Your speed also will increase. But it is important for you to analyze where you went wrong. That is, if you are getting a question wrong, analyze it and figure out why it is wrong. Guys, we have close to 30 people who are watching our stream live, but we have only 25 likes. Please do like the stream. If more people like the stream, then we will be more motivated to do these kind of streams regularly. Also guys, if you're looking for previous papers of CAT, just Google search Cracku CAT previous papers. You will be able to download the PDFs of all of the CAT previous papers. And in the PDFs, there will be a button where if you're looking at a question and you're not understanding the question, you can click on that button and you will be redirected where you can actually watch the video solution completely for free. So this is a very nice tool, very important tool. So definitely do check out the Cracku CAT previous papers. In this question, we are told that there are two people, A and B. They start at the same time, but they're going in opposite directions. So let us assume that this is the distance, initial distance between A and B. This is A and this is B. They meet at some point. Let us say this is C. After meeting, A takes 29 hours to go from the point at which they met to the original destination of B, original place of B, and B takes 29 hours. 261 hours, sorry. What is the ratio of their speeds? In this question, there is a very nice and simple formula that you can use. The ratio of their speeds is basically the square root of the ratio of the times that they have taken. In this particular case, the ratio of the times is 261 divided by 29, which is equal to square root of 9, which is 3:1. That will be the ratio. So the correct answer is option C. We can actually derive this also without too much difficulty. Let us assume that the speed of A is say SA, the speed of B is say SB, and the time that they have taken since the start to meeting is say T. So the distance between A and C is the speed of A into the time it has taken him to reach C, which is SA into C, SA into T, sorry, the time it has taken. That is the distance AC. And the distance BC is the speed of B into the time it has taken him. So BC is equal to SB into T. So how much time does A take to go from C to B? It is the distance, which is SB into T divided by the speed of A, which is SA. This we are told is equal to 29. And how much time does B take to go from the meeting point, which is C, to the initial place of A? That will be the distance, which is SA into T. This is the distance AC, which B has to cover, divided by his speed, which is SB. This we are told is equal to 261. What we are required to calculate is the ratio of their speeds. So if you divide one equation by the other equation, the common term T gets cancelled, and SB square divided by SA square will be equal to 1 by 9. Or the ratio is the square root of the ratio of the times that they have taken, that is SB divided by SA is equal to 1 by 3. So the ratio is either 1:3 or 3:1 depending on the order. Because we don't have 1 by 3, the correct answer is option C, which is 3:1. Let us now look at the next question. Guneet Singh is saying, can we skip any topic in quants? I would first tell you that the important topics that should not be skipped are arithmetic, the current topic, geometry, and algebra. These are the three important topics which should not be skipped. Other topics are not as important, but if you are trying to score very well, don't skip any topic. If you are looking for a good score, not necessarily an extremely good score, then probably you can skip some of the topics. On that note, if you're looking for a good understanding of what are the important topics and what are the not important topics, definitely check out the CAT syllabus. We have done a video on the CAT syllabus also. Tylee has done it. It is up on YouTube. It is a very popular video watched by hundreds and thousands of students. So just search on YouTube for Cracku CAT syllabus. If you search this, you will get a video. Tylee has done it just I think a couple of weeks back or maybe a month ago. And it is according to the latest pattern. So it will be very useful for you. You can just watch it. You will get a better understanding of what are the important topics, what are the not so important topics. In this question, we are told that A, B and C can individually finish a task in 5, 8 and 12 hours respectively. So A will finish a task in 5 hours, B will finish a task in 8 hours and C will finish a task in 12 hours. Whenever you are given the time it takes them to finish a task, it is important to compare the efficiencies, not the time that it takes. The easiest way to compare the efficiencies is to assume that the total work that needs to be done is the LCM of the times that it has taken them, which is 5, 8 and 12, because then the calculations become very easy. What is the LCM of 5 and 8? That is 40. What is the LCM of 40 and 12? That is 120. So let us assume that the work that needs to be done is 120 units. You can assume it to be anything. You can assume it to be 120 units, you can assume it to be 600 units or 1200 units, anything is fine. If it is 120, if it is a multiple of each of these numbers, the calculations are quite easy. Because now you know that A has taken 5 hours to finish 120 units of work. So every single hour, the amount of work that A does is 120 divided by 5, which is 24. The amount of work B does is 120 divided by 8, which is 15. The amount of work C does is 120 divided by 12, which is 10. So all three of them combined, the amount of work that they do in 1 hour is 24 plus 15 plus 10, which is equal to 49. So the fraction of work that is done by B is 15 units, which he does, divided by 49, which is the total work that is done. So if they had paid a total of 637, the share of B will be 15 divided by 49 into 637. You divide the numerator and denominator by 7. This is 15 into 91 by 7. Again divided by 7, this is 15 into 13. What is the value of 15 into 13? That is 195. So the share of B is rupees 195. Let us now look at the next question. In this question, we are told that Ravi can paint a hatchback plus a sedan and a sports car in exactly 6 hours. We are also told that the surface area which needs to be colored is in the ratio of 1:2:3. Or essentially what we are told is that the amount of work that needs to be done to paint a hatchback, a sedan and a sports car, that is in the ratio of 1:2:3. If the total time that it has taken is 6 hours, and if the work that needs to be done to paint each one of them is in the ratio of 1:2:3, it would imply that the amount of time it takes to paint a hatchback is 1 hour. The amount of time it takes to paint a sedan is 2 hours. And the amount of time it takes to paint a sports car is 3 hours. Because notice that 1 plus 2 plus 3 is also equal to 6. Now we are asked to find the amount of time that Ratnesh, who can paint with 85% of Ravi's efficiency, take to paint 3 hatchbacks, 4 sedans and 2 sports cars. Before we come to Ratnesh, we will first figure out the time it takes Ravi to paint 3 hatchbacks. It is going to take him 3 into 1. 4 sedans, it is going to take him plus 4 into 2 plus 2 sports cars, which is going to take 2 into 3. This is the time that it takes Ravi. This is equal to 3 plus 8 plus 6, which is equal to 17 hours. So Ravi can finish this job in 17 hours. How much time will Ratnesh take to finish this job? Remember that Ratnesh can work only at 85% of Ravi's efficiency. If somebody is less efficient, he is going to take more time. So it would imply that the amount of time that Ratnesh is going to take, because Ravi is taking 17 hours, will be 17 divided by 0.85, which is equal to 20 hours. So the correct answer is option C. Let us now look at the next question. If you have any doubts with respect to CAT preparation, about your profile or what to do to improve, all of those things, feel free to ask us in the chat box. We'll try to answer it. Okay, let us try to answer this question. In this question, we are told that a sum of money gets doubled in 5 years at X% simple interest. Let us assume that the principal is P. At the end of 5 years, the amount, which is the total amount, that is principal plus interest, is double that of the original amount, which is 2P. This would imply that the interest, the simple interest that is earned, is amount minus principal, which is 2P minus P, which is equal to P. This, we know that the simple interest is principal into time into rate of interest divided by 100. That is P into T into R divided by 100. So this is equal to principal P into the time is 5 years into the rate of interest, let us assume is R% divided by 100, or in this case X%. So this will be X. We can calculate this and the value of X will be equal to 20. Similarly, in another case, we are told that the interest is Y% and the sum of money becomes tenfold in 30 years. Here the amount becomes 10 times, so this is 10P, or the simple interest earned is equal to 10P minus P, which is 9P. So 9P is equal to P into the time taken is 30 years into y divided by 100. You can cancel 1 0, you can cancel p. So the value of y, this is 3, is equal to 30. So the value of y minus x will be 30 minus 20, which is equal to 10, which is option C. Let us look at the next question. Jai Rao is saying, Sir, good evening. I am Jai Rao, completed B Pharma, working in top MNC Pharma with 9 lakh package. Okay, 9 years work ex. Okay. What is the enhanced salary I'll get after doing MBA from any IIM? Please. I would say if you are looking to do an MBA from an IIM, looking at the salary, I think that's a very wrong way of approaching it. The thing that you should be quite certain is that you will get a fairly good life. That should not be an issue. But it should not be a financial decision. It should not be that, okay, you're going to do an MBA from this field or you're going to do an MBA from that particular college because you want to get this much in hand. I think you're approaching the question, you're asking the wrong question. The right question is, which sector do you want to be later on? Where do you want to see yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now? These are important questions that you should be at least truthful to yourself. The way you phrase it in an interview might be different, but you should at least have the clarity of your mind about why you're doing an MBA. And if the answer is I want to get higher pay, that I think is a very bad way of actually approaching MBA. Many people might do an engineering because they don't really know or have any other choice, or maybe they are asked by their parents to do it. I think that is fine because at that time most of the people are youngsters. But people who are doing an MBA are expected to be adults. They should have a clear way of understanding. So don't do an MBA if you're looking for a hike in your salary. Okay, let us try to answer this question. In this question, we are told that the cost price of 15 articles is equal to the selling price of 12 articles. Let us assume that the cost price of one article is rupees 100. So the cost price of 15 articles will be 1500. This is equal to the selling price of 12 articles. So the selling price of 12 articles is equal to 1500. So the selling price of one article is equal to 1500 divided by 12. This will be equal to 125. This is the selling price of one article. We are told that this is after a discount of 16.66% is given on the mark price. That is, this is 1/6 of the mark price is decreased. Let us assume that the mark price of an article is equal to M. After giving 16.66% discount, the selling price becomes 5/6 of M. This is equal to 125. Or the value of M is equal to 150. So the mark price of one article is 150 rupees. What is the ratio of the mark price to cost price? The required ratio will be 150 is to 100, which is equal to 3 is to 2. So the correct answer is option B. Let us look at the next question. Somebody is asking the wait list movement of I am Kashipur. We have done a video recently on the wait list movements in IIMs. You can check it out. I am not so sure about the latest waitlist movements, but we have done a video just 2 days ago, so definitely check it out. We are also giving 3 free CAT mocks for everyone. Just Google search Cracku CAT free mocks, and you'll get the link. All of these mocks have detailed video solutions and they'll be very beneficial for you. You should definitely check them out. Okay sir, can I enter consulting? Currently my total experience towards sales and marketing. Little confused because I'm 29 now and I want to invest 2 years of time. I think 29 doesn't really matter. 29 I think is quite okay to do an MBA. You should just figure out whether you want to do a 2-year MBA or a 1-year MBA. So definitely check out the profiles that are on offer in ISB or other institutes which are offering this executive MBAs. Even IIMs also offer executive MBAs. So definitely check out those profiles and also look at 2-year MBA. Your sales and marketing profile will not be a hindrance if you're trying to get into consulting. That I think should be quite okay. You should just take a call about whether you want to do a 1-year MBA or a 2-year MBA. So check out some of the profiles in ISB, IIMs, ABC, and then try to make an informed judgment. We are told that Ram buys fruits at 18 rupees per dozen. So the cost price for Ram of one fruit, because he is buying 1 dozen fruits for rupees 18, will be 18 divided by 12, which is rupees 1.5. He then marks up the price by 40%. So the marked price will be equal to of one fruit is 1.5 into 100 plus 40%, that is into 1.4. This is equal to rupees 2.1. He then offers a discount of 10%. So the selling price becomes equal to 2.1 into 1 minus 10%, that is into 0.9. This is equal to rupees 1.89. This is the selling price of one fruit. Further, Ram believes in charity and hence he donates X number of fruits for every 10 fruits sold. If he is selling 10 fruits, the total money that he collects is 1.89 into 10, which is equal to 18.9. But for 18.9 rupees, he is not just giving 10 fruits. He is giving 10 fruits plus X. So the effective selling price of one fruit is 18.9, which is the total money he makes by selling 10 fruits divided by 10 plus X, because he is giving away X fruits for free. So by selling 10 fruits, he is not just losing these 10 fruits, he is also losing X fruits in addition to it. Now Ram doesn't want to end up with a loss, so what is the maximum number of fruits that he can give for every 10 fruits? So what is the maximum value of X? If he doesn't want to make a loss, the effective selling price should be greater than or equal to the cost price, which is 1.5. So this has to be greater than or equal to 1.5. Or 18.9 has to be greater than or equal to 1.5 into 10 plus X. What is 10 plus X into 1.5? This is 15 plus 1.5X. Or the value of 1.5X has to be less than or equal to 3.9. Or 15X has to be less than or equal to 39. 5X has to be less than or equal to 13, or the value of X has to be less than or equal to 2.6. We want X to be an integer because the number of fruits he is giving has to be an integer. So the maximum value of X will be 2. Let us look at the last question for today. Siddharth Ravant, we are not going to give PDF of this question. I don't think so. So definitely watch this stream and please like the stream also. In this question, we are told that there is a chair manufacturer who incurs an expense of rupees 250 for making a chair. So the cost price of one chair is 250. Also 40,000 is incurred as a fixed cost irrespective of the number of chairs that are made, and if a chair is sold in the festival season, he gets 350 rupees. If a chair is sold outside the festival season, he gets only 150 rupees. In all, he sells 1200 chairs. So the total cost price that this guy incurs is 250 rupees per chair into 1200 chairs that he sold plus the fixed cost of 40,000. This is the total money that he had spent in making these chairs. 250 into 1200 is 3 lakhs. Plus 40,000 is the total cost of the chairs. This is 3.4 lakhs. If he is selling X chairs in the festival season, the amount of money he makes is 350x. And if he is selling X chairs in the festival season and the total number of chairs that were sold is 1200, the number of chairs sold outside the festival season is 150 into 1200 minus X. Because 1200 minus X will be the number of chairs that are sold outside the festival season. So the total money he makes is 350x. This is the money he makes in the festival season. Plus 150 into 1200 minus X. This is the money he makes outside the festival season. This will equal 350x plus 150 into 1200. What is the value of 150 into 1200? This is 1.8 lakhs, 18,000 minus 150x. This is just the expansion of 350x plus 150 into 1200 minus x. This has to equal 3.4 lakhs because he has just about broken even. Or the value of 200x will be equal to 1.6 lakhs. So the value of 2x is 1600 or the value of x is 800. So the number of chairs he has to sell in the festival season is 800. That's it for today. If you have any doubts, ask me in the chat. I'll answer one more question before ending the stream. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in.